Alright guys, this video is going to be how to check compression on an outboard motor. It's pretty much the same for a 2-stroke, 4-stroke, carbureted, fuel injected. It's pretty much all the same. Today we're going to be doing it on a 1979 Johnson 140. I already know the compression on this motor. I know that it's got pretty good compression, especially for its age. Runs very, very well. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to warm it up. We're going to put the earmuffs on it so it pumps water, battery, fuel supply, and the wiring harness, fire it over, and let it warm up for a few minutes. Alrighty, now that we're all nice and warm, we're going to pull out all the spark plugs. Remember, pull out all the spark plugs before you start testing compression. Don't test compression with any spark plugs still in the motor. Typically your spark plugs on most outboard motors is going to be a 13/16 ratchet socket. Some of them are different. Whatever, pull them all out. Two things left to do. First, either ground out your spark plug wires or disconnect the coils, whatever. All we need is for the starter motor to turn over now. We don't want any sparks to happen. We definitely don't want it to spark out to the to the head of the motor or whatever. That could plausibly ignite some of the gas and oil mix that's being shot out of the motor, or it could actually do some damage to your ignition system. Second thing we're going to do is we want to open up the throttle a bit, just so that we get the best possible compression reading that we can. So something that I do is I take one of the spark plugs and I jam it right in here. Here we go, to open the throttle completely. See that? That opens up the throttle. Alright, now we're ready to hook up our compression gauge and get to work. Just screw it on in. Any old compression gauge will do. This is just one I got off eBay. It has the appropriate adapter. So now that it's in, we're going to go ahead and turn over the motor. Remember, anytime that you're turning over your motor, you need water supply. So I'm going to be turning on my hose to give lubrication to the impeller so that the impeller doesn't burn out when I do this. And I'm going to crank this thing over. You crank it over a good 5-10 seconds or whatever and see what we get. Alrighty, we got 125 on this cylinder. That's pretty good. The last time I checked compression on this motor was about 4 or 5 months ago. You can see I dated it, and then I scratched in here what I got, 120. Today I got 125. Just goes to show you that on different tests, sometimes you'll get slightly different readings. If you want to check it 2 or 3 times just to be absolutely sure, and then average the results, go for it. Now what are we looking for in compression? The number one most important thing is that all these numbers for all your cylinders are relatively close to each other. Typically 10% will produce a very good running motor that produces a good amount of power. The motor on that boat has about 85-90 on each cylinder. However, they're all very close to each other, so the thing runs really well and it still pushes that boat right along. If I was finding, let's say 120, 125, 90, 130, that 90 is going to be a problem child. That's going to be that's going to cause this motor to run a little poorly. So the top number isn't as important as all the numbers being pretty close. Now if you have numbers down 60, 75 or whatever, that's also a problem. But possibly a bad head gasket or a severely just worn to hell out motor. Alright, now some factors that can cause you to have an erroneously low reading on your compression gauge. First, low battery. You really need that flywheel spinning in order to make the compression. So make sure you have a topped up battery. Second, you forgot to take your plugs out or open up your butterfly valve on your motor. That can cause it to be a little bit low. If the motor has been sitting for a long time, especially if it's a 2-stroke, it's going to be dry of oil lubricating the cylinder walls. Not only is that bad for the motor itself, it's also not going to make the highest compression that it can actually make, so you might have abnormally low compression. I've done compression tests on motors that have been sitting for many years. They rate down in 40 or 50 psi. As soon as I get some oily fuel through them and get them fired up and warm them up, now we're up to 120, 130 psi. So it can be a pretty dramatic difference. Lastly, if they're not warmed up and they're cold, they're going to have a little bit of lower compression. And that's just because the cylinder rings will expand when they warm up and create a tighter seal and better compression. So if you guys have any questions about this, let me know. This is the #1 thing in checking out a new outboard motor and assessing the health of your current outboard motor. So it's something that every outboard motor owner should be able to do. Take care.